Welcome to our deep dive today. We're going to be looking at how AI is changing the business world, like right now, not in some far-off future.
It's really happening now.
It is.
Yeah.
And we've got these three articles from Forbes, all
Yeah.
by Bill Connerly. They're going to guide our exploration.
Yeah.
I bet you're already seeing AI pop up in your daily life. I know I am. But these sources, they really go deeper. Like, how is AI impacting companies at their core?
Yeah, they really do focus on the now. It's not a future hypothetical thing, but like how companies, all kinds of companies, big and small and in all sorts of industries, are being changed by AI. It's pretty fascinating.
Absolutely. And one of the things that really jumped out at me was Connerly's analogy of AI as a catalyst for evolution in business.
Right.
So he compares it to how, like, changes in an ecosystem. Some species thrive and others just kind of fade away.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like AI is driving this period of intense adaptation.
hmm And he really drives that point home with this example from the early automobile industry. Do you remember this? Like, only 1% of those early car companies actually survived.
Wow.
And Connerly's suggesting that AI could, like, trigger that kind of massive shakeup across industries.
Kind of scary when you think about it.
It is, yeah. I mean, companies can't just like sit back and wait and see what happens. They have to evolve. They have to be ready, or, they might not even be around to see what the future holds.
It's like a business extinction event.
Yeah, exactly.
So the articles really dig into like how AI is affecting these core decisions that companies have to make. Like, what products should we even be selling? How do we stay ahead? These really big questions.
Yeah, those age-old questions. And AI is just adding this whole new layer of complexity.
Absolutely.
So take something like, what product should we be selling? Well, AI can analyze like mountains of data and find these new market opportunities.
That's incredible.
But the thing is, companies with more data are going to have an advantage.
Right. Because they can feed their AI models more fuel for the fire.
Exactly, exactly. So it makes you wonder, how can smaller companies compete in a world where data is like this incredibly valuable asset?
It makes me think that, well, maybe we're going to see a lot more companies merging
Oh, interesting.
just to pool their data, right, to
Yes.
get that competitive advantage. And that's something that Connerly touches on. AI could really change how we think about mergers.
Right, like the whole classic make or buy decision, you know?
Exactly.
And then there's the question of innovation. Traditionally, product development has been very human driven, but AI can analyze market trends, identify emerging needs. It can even like generate product ideas.
Wow.
Yeah, so it could like streamline the whole innovation cycle, but it also raises questions about, what's the role of human creativity? What about intuition? Like in a world where AI can do so much, where do we fit in?
That is a really good question. And speaking of things that AI can already do, Connerly uses this example of AI scribes in healthcare.
Oh yeah.
And it's fascinating.
Yeah, it is.
So these AI systems, they can listen in on doctor-patient conversations
Mm-hmm.
and automatically transcribe notes.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it frees up doctors. They can spend more time, interacting with their patients instead of being glued to a computer screen,
Right, right.
which I think we can all agree is a good thing.
Yeah. What's interesting about that is that it's not just about saving doctors time. Studies have shown that patients are more satisfied with their care when their doctors use AI scribes.
That's amazing.
So it actually allows for this like more human-centered approach to healthcare.
Kind of ironic, right?
It is, yeah, considering we're talking about technology.
Exactly. But it makes sense when you think about
It
it.
does.
And it's not just healthcare. I mean, think about customer service. AI-powered chatbots, virtual assistants, they're already handling like all those basic inquiries.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And they're getting better all the time.
They really are, yeah. And thinking back to those early AI customer service interactions, I don't know if you remember, they were pretty clunky.
Oh, yeah.
But just like any technology, AI is constantly evolving and improving. So now it can analyze customer data, like in real time, to give personalized responses and solutions tailored to, to each person.
It's pretty incredible how far it's come.
It really is.
That's true. And this brings us to another really important point that Connerly brings up, the rise of these specialized AI applications.
Oh, yeah, this is interesting.
So he argues that we're moving away from these generic, one-size-fits-all AI tools.
Right.
And we're going towards like apps designed for specific business functions.
It's like instead of trying to build an AI that can do everything, we're focusing on building, smaller AIs that are really, really good at specific things.
Exactly. And I think that's so much more efficient.
Way more efficient.
Connerly gives this great example about an app that helps real estate professionals close deals faster.
Remember that.
So it automates like the review and the routing of documents, which I imagine eats up a ton of time.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. And think about all the other industries where something like that could be used, like legal, finance, even healthcare. There's so much potential for AI to streamline these really tedious processes and, processes that are prone to human error.
Absolutely, yeah. So we've talked about how AI can impact product decisions, mergers, innovation, even like the way we work. But what about understanding consumers? It seems like AI could really change things up there too.
Oh, for sure, yeah. This is where it gets really, really fascinating.
Okay, tell me more.
Connerly uses this term digital breadcrumbs to describe all the data we leave behind as we're, online. Browsing history, what we buy, our social media interactions. It's all data that AI can analyze too, understand our preferences and predict our behavior.
It's kind of creepy when you think about it.
It can be, yeah. It definitely raises questions about, privacy and how our data is being used, but it also has this potential to really empower consumers.
Oh, interesting. How so?
Imagine an AI-powered app that knows what you like as well as you do. Like it could help you find exactly what you're looking for, cut through all the noise. Think about shopping, personalized recommendations.
That would be a game changer.
Totally, yeah. But, there's this balance, right, between convenience and privacy.
For sure, for sure.
And that's something we really have to be careful about as AI becomes more and more part of our lives.
Yeah, it's a powerful tool, but like any tool, it can be used for good or bad. It all comes down to how we choose to develop and use it.
Exactly, exactly. And Connerly actually suggests that, one way to mitigate those risks is to focus on those specialized AI applications that we were just talking about. Like by kind of narrowing the scope of what an AI can do, we have more control over its impact.
That's a good point.
If we design AI with specific goals and ethical considerations in mind from the beginning, we can use its power for good while minimizing the potential harm.
Okay, so this all makes sense, but all this talk about AI disrupting industries and changing the way we work, it makes me wonder, what about the future of jobs? Like, are we all going to be replaced by robots?
I know, right? Everyone is wondering about that. And Connerly, he doesn't shy away from this question. He points out that AI is already automating some tasks, and yeah, that could lead to, some jobs disappearing.
Right.
But he also really emphasizes that AI is creating new opportunities too.
So it's not like AI is taking jobs. It's more like AI is changing the types of jobs that exist.
Exactly. We might see a shift away from, those routine, repetitive jobs
Hmm.
and more towards jobs that require, creativity, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence. The things that AI is not really good at yet.
The things that make us human.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like AI is pushing us to evolve and develop new skills. It's almost like that AI-driven evolution that we were talking about earlier, it's applying to us as well.
I like that.
And that brings us back to, Connerly's big emphasis on agility and adaptation. He argues that the companies and the people who will do well in this new landscape, they'll be the ones who embrace change.
Who are open to new things, who can adapt.
Yeah, exactly. It's about having a growth mindset and being open to all the possibilities that AI is, presenting.
It is a lot to think about, but it's also really exciting.
It is we're on the verge of something huge, truly transformative.
I agree. It feels like we're at a real crossroads.
Yeah, it does.
And that makes Connerly's point about, being agile and being able to adapt even more important. It's not just about businesses surviving, but about all of us figuring out how to thrive in this new world.
It's true. We're all part of this giant experiment, and AI is the catalyst. And remember that stat, the one Connerly brought up about the early automobile industry?
Yeah, only 1% of those companies made it.
Exactly. It really shows how important it is to be able to adapt and be open to change.
It's crazy to think about, you know, how much things can change.
Hmm.
The status quo is never permanent, especially with technology changing so quickly. And that analogy of AI is this catalyst for evolution, it really sticks with me.
Yeah, it's
It's
powerful.
a really great way to think about all of this.
It makes you wonder if AI might be speeding up not just technology, but the evolution of human consciousness too.
Whoa, that's a really interesting thought. What do you mean?
Well, AI is already changing how we work, how we learn, even how we think about being creative. And as AI takes over more of those routine things, it frees us up to, explore new things, redefine what it means to be human in a world where machines can do so much.
So it's like AI is challenging us to evolve, to go beyond what we thought we could do, to learn new skills and reach our full potential, I guess.
Exactly. And that's what makes this whole conversation about AI about so much more than just the technology itself. It's about what it means to be human in the 21st century and beyond.
As we wrap up our deep dive today, what's like the one thing you really hope our listeners take away from all of this?
I hope they embrace the challenge of AI. Don't be afraid of it. Learn about it, experiment with it. But most importantly, think about what it all means. The future is happening right now, and we all have a part in shaping it.
I love that. So listeners, as you go about your day, here's something to think about. If you could design an AI app for your job or to solve a problem you have, what would it do? How could it make your life easier or open up new possibilities? Keep those ideas brewing. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into AI and business transformation. Until next time.